Happy Valentine's Day, all you lovers and romantic singles out there. I'm DF, and this is Beauties and Beasts, a podcast of all things Beauty and the Beast. From books to movies to TV shows, if there's a beauty, if there's a beast, I'm going to talk about it and dissect all the very nitty-gritty details. So, in October 2019, the long-running, highly popular cartoon series My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic by Hasbro Entertainment came to an end after 9 seasons, 9 wonderful seasons, much to the sadness of millions of bronies and pegasisters, myself included. The show was groundbreaking, earning as many male fans as female, if not more. Thanks to creator Lauren Faust for wanting to steer away from female stereotypes when making a new My Little Pony show. It worked. And despite romance not being the main focus of the show, as per Lauren Faust's insistence that the main 6 not have love interests, the final epilogue episode, The Last Problem, surprised fans by making a few ships canon at the very last minute. Some explicitly stated, or else heavily implied and later confirmed by Hasbro. Some might have been influenced by the fandom, including a Beauty and the Beast type ship that had been my personal OTP since Season 3. Longtime fans of my YouTube channel know what I'm talking about. This is FlutterCord! Oh yeah, finally doing an episode on this.
We all know it's a tale as old as time, 'cause we've heard it over and over again.
But first, shout out to my $5 plus patrons, Anime Guy 1101 and TyrannosaurusVenom for their continuing support. If you want to support this podcast and my creative endeavors, become a patron today by pledging at least $1 a month. If you're listening on Podbean, click that Become a Patron button. If you're listening on YouTube, follow the link in the description below. And I know some of you guys have said a few things about me asking for money for a few extra stuff. Well, an artist has got to eat too, and I'm already working 2 jobs as it is and still don't make enough to pay for rent, which is why I'm still living in my parents' basement, just to point that out. If you can't make a monthly commitment, you can also buy my merchandise on Redbubble relating to my YouTube channel, Beauties and Beasts, also some Pride merch in the spirit of Valentine's Day if you want to get something for your special someone, whatever gender they might be. Also, check out the Cinderella-inspired design with the slogan, I love her for her feet, or my Frog Prince design saying that there are better ways to get a date. Proceeds will go to funding equipment for my podcast and YouTube videos, aiming for that green screen. Or you can donate to my monthly live streams. I do have one planned for Valentine's Day weekend. I will have to receive my work schedule before coming up with a specific time and date. So follow this podcast if you want to keep posted. And be sure to have your money ready if you want to make voice requests. If you want to call into the live stream, remember that patrons will have priority. One of the many perks of being a patron. So, over the years of My Little Pony: Friendship is Magic, Fluttershy and Discord have become one of the most popular ships in the My Little Pony fandom. No, seriously. In the Family Feud panel at BronyCon, they were like the number 3 ship in the survey of 100 people of what the best ship is. And Celestia Cord was not in there at all, just pointing that out. But it didn't really take flight, a pun not intended, until Season 3, Episode 10, Keep Calm and Flutter On, one of my favorite episodes, when the two really started interacting and becoming friends. And I'm sure the popularity of the ship has nothing to do with a certain fanfic and audio series centering around the couple with a Beauty and the Beast plot. Hey, someone had to do it, and the connection was fairly obvious. Those of you who are not familiar with the series as a whole, here is a spoiler warning. So, some background on the characters. Fluttershy is a shy, adorable little Pegasus pony with a talent for talking to animals. Oh, better talking to them than other ponies. Of the 6 elements of harmony that protect the magical horseland of Equestria from evil, Fluttershy represents the element of kindness. And this is evident in her character, always showing kindness to every single living creature, even the scariest of beasts, which will become important later. As the series progresses, Fluttershy slowly learns to stand up for herself, even to terrifying dragons, and her relationship with a particularly scary being may have something to do with that. Meanwhile, our beastly character, Discord, voiced by Q from Star Trek, is the immortal, mischievous being of chaos. A Draconiquus made up of different animal parts, and has magical powers to bend reality to his will. 1,000 years before the series begins, In an attempt to take over Equestria with his beautiful chaos, as he calls it, doing things like turning rain into chocolate milk, dirt roads into soap, things like that, he was encased in stone by Princesses Celestia and Luna using the elements of harmony. And 1,000 years later, when the elements receive new owners, the main six, he is able to break free of his stone prison. And these are the events of the Season 2 premiere, Return of Harmony. Even before they became friends, Fluttershy and Discord becoming a sort of thing was hinted at very early on. This might be me reading too much into it, but Fluttershy was the first to see Discord's image in the stained glass window, initially freaking out, don't know if that was foreshadowing to their later friendship. And when Discord tries to corrupt the main six, Fluttershy does not fall prey to his manipulation, which really frustrates him. And even though he is put back in stone for a full season, Celestia orders him released because he thinks his magic can be used for good instead of evil. In Keep Calm and Flutter On, Celestia assigns Fluttershy the task of reforming Discord due to her kindness and likely her resistance to Discord's manipulation. Discord just laughs at this and doesn't even fall prey to Fluttershy's famous stare, which usually gets people to do whatever she wants. Not taking her seriously, he plays along with the little plan in order to gain her trust and separate her from her friends so that they won't use the elements against him again. Of course, this backfires, because with Fluttershy treating him like a friend and actually enjoying his company, he starts to like her and realize that he's never had a friend before. And let's face it, no one can resist Fluttershy's cuteness, not even the villains. Fluttershy, who at first was afraid of her own shadow, actually ends up finding Discord's chaos magic to be refreshing. These two are a true example of opposites attracting. Though they are very different in personality, never mind species and age, hey, they're legal adults. But they find common ground with each other, maybe in both of them being social outcasts of a sort. Fluttershy not being very good with talking to ponies, and Discord, of course, being totally different, physically and personality-wise. And they have fun with their tea parties, and they bring out the best in each other. Discord becomes more considerate and, thanks to Fluttershy, more comfortable with making new friends like Spike and Big Mac. And Fluttershy, in turn, becomes more confident and assertive and open to new possibilities and impossibilities. This aspect of the relationship is portrayed perfectly in the Season 7 episode Discord and Harmony. Yeah, it was still friendship at that point, but that's just one step away from it to becoming something greater. Throughout the series, Discord's adoration for Fluttershy becomes more and more apparent, going out of his way to please her, helping to rescue her when she's kidnapped by changelings, singling her out every time he is interacting with the main six, calling her his favorite, even going so far as to take a magical bullet for her and almost fade out of existence as a result of acting too normal for her benefit. On the other end, Fluttershy is always quick to defend him, giving him the benefit of the doubt, is the only character to do so, gives him simple little handmade gifts that he just finds endearing, takes care of him when he gets sick, even after he had originally faked being sick and then became really sick, acts chaotic in order to save him, showing how well that she knows him, and cries and embraces him when he is hurt, being the most distraught of the main six, thinking that he is going to die, even though he wasn't, he was just pretending, but still, she is the one who cares about him the most. Seriously, how did people come to the conclusion of dyslexia? Yeah, I'm talking to you, I love Kim Possible a lot. How did you come to this conclusion? He didn't even care when Celestia was kidnapped. He only cared about Fluttershy. Alright, I'm done. I actually love KP. She and I get along just fine. But no relationship is without their trials and tribulations. While not actively taking over Equestria, Discord still pulls pranks on other characters, claiming that it's to teach him a lesson, but really, I think it's just him being a jerk. He even betrays Fluttershy's trust on a grand scale. In a moment of relapse, he joins another villain, Tyrek, and sells out the main six, including Fluttershy, only to be backstabbed by Tyrek and then learn his lesson so he never betrays her again. Or, actually, he kind of does. When Fluttershy in Season 5 invites another friend to the Grand Galloping Gala, the biggest event of the year, he gets insanely jealous and possessive, wondering why she didn't invite him as her +1, almost sending the new friend to another dimension, but then is stopped by Fluttershy. Really, it is amazing how she can get him to calm down and stop doing whatever crazy thing he's doing. Then he makes the biggest boo-boo ever when he brings back 4 defeated villains in order to boost Princess Twilight's confidence, resulting in them banding together and almost taking over Equestria. Oh well, at least the intention wasn't malicious at the time. And he did help put them all into stone later. But still, Discord, that was a pretty jerky move. Meanwhile, Fluttershy, well, she doesn't really make any mistakes, at least where Discord is concerned. Unless you count her being a little too trusting and sometimes being a little too quick to forgive him. While Fluttershy and Discord spend most of the series as friends, very adorable ones, the possibility of romance was teased in the show and in the comics actually, including a very infamous line when Fluttershy switched bodies with her bunny Angel, and Angel Bunny, as Fluttershy, said, "I talk to animals, I want to marry Discord." A joke? Many had thought so, until the finale. In the flash-forward final episode, when the main 6 are much older, some of them are shown to be married / in a relationship. And Fluttershy is seen stepping out of a portal to Discord's dimension, Discord handing her a bagged lunch, implying that they now live together. And it's not just me reading too much into it with my shipping goggles. Hasbro later confirmed by showing the original script that they were supposed to kiss. So I think the implication is they're not just roommates. Of course, the reason I think that they didn't show the kiss is because in the history of the show, we've only seen kisses on the lips between married couples, and it's usually actually at their wedding. All other kisses were like off-screen or on the cheek or just nose kisses. Probably due to the fact that it's a little kids show, not that they think the relationship is inappropriate. Discord is also shown to have portals open in Fluttershy's animal sanctuary, bringing new animals in. So, they live together, he's packing her lunch all Donna Reed style, and supporting her career. Eat your heart out, KP, FlutterCord's canon. Not sure what it means for their future, as Fluttershy seems to still be aging and Discord's immortal. He will most likely outlive her, but enjoy what little time he has with her until then. I mean, even mortal couples are not guaranteed to die at the exact same time. It's a fact of life. Marriage is until death do you part after all. Although in my headcanon, I had Discord make Fluttershy immortal. People were kind of confused about that when they were reading my fanfics. Fluttershy and Discord's relationship, romantic or platonic, is an important lesson for kids. Friends and couples don't have to look the same or act the same, or necessarily like all the same things, but they can still get along. And no friendship or relationship is perfect. But, as Twilight Sparkle says, friendship isn't always easy, but there's no doubt it's worth fighting for. I want to take a moment to talk about the other ships that became canon at the last minute, or last episode rather. In the Flash Forward episode, we see that the Party Pony Pinkie Pie is married to Party Pony Cheese Sandwich, and they have a foal called Little Cheese. Though honestly, this ship was pretty obvious, as the characters are very similar even if they did not get along at first. This is the opposite of opposites attract. Pinkie Pie was Cheese's inspiration to become a party pony, and seasons later, he becomes an inspiration to her to continue being a party pony. Makes more sense when you watch the episodes. But yes, their eventual marriage is inevitable. Sometimes opposites attract, sometimes your significant other will be like another you. Not all relationships are the same. The moment that really surprised me was Applejack and Rainbow Dash coming in bickering like an old married couple. I'm aware of the ship's popularity, but I wasn't originally for it. I thought they bickered too much. And it was really more of a Applejack and Spike shipper, Spike when he's older, and Rainbow Dash and Soren, or if I were to do any same-sex ships with those two, it would have been Rainbow Dash and Pinkie Pie and Applejack and Rarity. I also didn't think that Hasbro had the guts to depict a same-sex couple. Boy, was I wrong. But Applejack and Rainbow Dash, they are a balance of a couple sharing similarities and also having some differences. In the middle of opposites attract and being the same. They are both athletic and competitive, with Applejack being more down-to-earth and Rainbow Dash sometimes being irresponsible. But just because a couple argues a lot doesn't mean they're dysfunctional. As my mom says, it's actually good for couples to fight every now and then, as long as they don't hurt each other physically in the process. As long as they can get their issues out and work through them afterwards, that shows how strong of a couple they are. But Applejack and Rainbow Dash are not the first same-sex couple to be canonized in the series. Earlier in Season 9, the young character Scootaloo was revealed to live with her two aunts, who, can't be sisters because of their different accents, and it was confirmed by Hasbro that they were indeed partners. And a couple episodes before the finale, another ship was canonized, this one the most popular in the fandom, according to My Little Family Feud and a whole lot of sources. Lyra and Bonbon. So, way back in Season 1, these two background characters were often shown together, given names by the fandom, and shipped as sometimes friends, most of the time, lovers. I even once went to a BronyCon where one of the writers was at her autograph table, and she had these Lyra and Bonbon plushies and was getting them to kiss together, so it was obvious to me at that time that the writers kind of shipped them too. Obviously, Hasbro pays attention to their fan base, is especially apparent in the special 100th episode, where they brought several popular background characters to the foreground, including a little subplot with Lyra and Bonbon being best friends, but somewhat flirtatious. They even had their own Equestria Girls short. The chemistry was laid on pretty thick, but they were still called friends, I assume, to get past the censors. Still, it's kind of suspicious when you close on two best friends hugging with a heart-shaped iris. You don't usually show hearts like that with just friends. It wasn't until Season 9, Episode 23, The Big Mac Question, that the ship became officially romantic. It's for a split second, but bronies always pay attention to the background. We see Lyra kneeling down with a ring box, and a second later, Bonbon, looking so happy, pulls out a ring box of her own. So, not only was it a same-sex proposal on a kid-centered cartoon series, but it was a double one. And in the finale, we see their wedding announcement for a brief moment in the newspaper. They may have been in the background, but for bronies, the background is everything. And hey, if Hasbro listened to the fandom on this ship, makes me wonder if they had seen my Bride of Discord and Daughter of Discord videos. You can check those out on YouTube, or read the written fanfics on fanfiction.net, or FIM fiction. There are lots of FlutterCord fics there, not just Bride of Discord. From a Beauty and the Beast adaptation, to a vampire gothic romance, to a Nutcracker adaptation, under the username DisneyFanatic2364 on fanfiction.net and DisneyFanatic23 on FIM fiction. It's kind of sad that we never saw these couples go from friends to lovers on the show, but at least we have fanfics to fill in those blanks. Not only is February the month of love, but it is also Black History Month, which is why next episode on February 27th, we'll celebrate both when we take a look at the fairy tale cartoon series, Happily Ever After Stories for Every Child, including an African take on Beauty and the Beast and a couple of other related episodes. Patrons, keep an eye out on the patron-only bonus episodes, available for $5 a month minimum, including a new excerpt on the fantasy novel I'm working on, and a look back on why I had started writing fanfiction. Until next time, remember that friendship is magic and romance too is very, very magical. FlutterCord forever!